Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm going to tell you about 10 things you probably didn't know about the Warden in Minecraft. So the Warden is a mob that was added in the Minecraft 1.19 Wild update, along with the ancient cities, the mangrove swamps, frogs and tadpoles. And so the Warden mob is a very complex mob that is quite unique in the game, and so in this video I'll be telling you about 10 things you probably didn't know about this mob just yet. So if you like Minecraft videos like this one, then please make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Minecraft videos like this one. So let's get started with Fact 1. So it has been mentioned by Mojang, and it's also quite obvious from in-game, that the Warden is a blind mob. It doesn't follow you by looking at you, it follows you by listening out for vibrations and sniffing you. And so that's why you would expect that if you spectate the Warden in spectator mode, you would not be able to see anything. However, if we go into spectator mode and go over to a Warden, then left click it, we are now spectating the Warden. However, we can see everything just fine. So maybe you're unaware, but if you spectate, for example, a spider, well, that's lucky. Like this, you actually get the vision of the spider. Similarly, if you spectate a creeper, like over here, you get the vision of the creeper. So you would expect the vision of the Warden to be just completely blind, but that is currently at least not implemented in the game. If you want to know about more spectator secrets, I've made a video on that, links in the top right of your screen. And so if this is just an oversight by Mojang here and it will be added in the future, or if it's just something they won't add at all, we'll truly never know unless they mention it at some point in the future. But it would be a nice touch if they did make it so that you are blind if you spectate the Warden mob. Then next, as for fact 2, the Warden is actually able to spawn in any light level, unlike other mobs. So most mobs are only able to spawn at light level 0 as of 1.19. However, the Warden can spawn in light levels up to light level 15. And we can test this by going up to the surface in the daytime and then summoning in a Warden by activating the sculk shrieker 4 times. And there we go. There is the Warden getting summoned in broad daylight, light level 15. Then for fact 3, the Warden is actually completely invulnerable during its digging up animation and digging back down animation. So the animation it plays when it's emerging from the ground takes 6.7 seconds, and during this time the Warden is completely invulnerable. Here we go, digs out of the ground, we can try to hit it, nothing happens for 6.7 seconds. After it's fully done with its animation, you will be able to attack it again with whatever you want. And similarly, when it digs back down on the ground, it's also completely invulnerable and you can't hit it at all, and then it despawns. Then moving on to fact 4. So it's actually possible to disable the Warden in your Minecraft worlds, at least on Minecraft Java Edition, because in 1.19 a new game rule was added into Minecraft Java Edition, which is called do Warden spawning. And so if you set this game rule to false, like this, with this /gamerule do Warden spawning false command, this means that even if you activate a sculk shrieker 4 times or more, it will never summon in a Warden. It will shriek, but no Warden will get summoned in anywhere around the shrieker, which makes this ancient city just a complete breeze to go through, and you'll get all the loot for free in this new structure. It can be really useful, but it does completely defeat the purpose of this structure in my opinion. Then fact 5, the Warden is actually the mob that does the most melee damage of any mob in Minecraft. More than the Wither, more than the Ender Dragon and other mobs. And so this is only for its melee attack, not for its ranged attacks. Its ranged attack is also powerful, but less powerful than its melee attack. So on the easy difficulty, the Warden melee attack does 8 hearts of damage if you're not wearing armor. We can see this here, 8 hearts of damage from the Warden when it does its melee attack in easy difficulty. On normal difficulty, it actually does 15 hearts of damage, which means it will, yes, instantly kill you. And on the hard difficulty, it once again just instantly kills you, but then does 22.5 hearts of damage in just one melee hit when you're not wearing any armor, and will bring you down to very low health when you're wearing full netherite armor as well. So yeah, very powerful melee attack. For fact number 6, we move on to the ranged attack of the Warden. So it can pass straight through blocks, you cannot dodge it, and it also bypasses shields, armor and enchantments. And so there's only one thing that can reduce the damage of the ranged attack of the Warden. So usually the ranged attack of the Warden does 3 hearts of damage in easy mode, 5 hearts of damage in normal mode, and 7.5 hearts in hard difficulty. But the way to reduce this damage is to use the resistance status effect. So you can either do this through a beacon, or if you want to get really fancy with it, the potion of the Turtle Master, since the potion of the Turtle Master can give you resistance 4 for 20 seconds. So let's actually use this in hard difficulty. So in hard difficulty, if we just give ourselves the resistance 4 before the Warden does its ranged sonic beam attack, we'll see that instead of 7.5 hearts of damage, it will do just 1.5 hearts of damage. Of course, his melee attack is still quite strong, but instead of doing 22.5 hearts of damage, it only does around 5. So resistance is really useful if you want to go and tackle the Warden. If you fought the Warden before, you might have noticed that he does a sniffing animation, and this means that the Warden sniffs the surrounding area. However, what you might not know is that it actually looks for mobs within a 50 by 50 by 50 area of blocks. So it sniffs, and then afterwards goes after the nearest mob in that area. So for example here that is this zombie, and that zombie's gone. And so even if we place a zombie all the way over here, the Warden is actually able to sniff it out from all the way over here. And so if you want to make sure that you are not the entity that the Warden will go after it sniffs, all you need to do is make sure there is at least one entity in between you and the Warden when it does its sniffing animation. And then for fact number 8, the Warden actually has a complete anger system, which you might not know about. So every Warden has an angry parameter, and you can check this value by using the command /data get entity and then the UUID of that mob. Then in this garbled mess of text, you will be able to find suspects and then the UUID, that's my UUID, and then the anger it has on my player, which currently here was 32. So this value can go from 0 to 150, where 0 is not angered at all and 150 is very, very angry. And so if the Warden notices a vibration, it will add 35 to this anger counter. Or if it is from a projectile, it will just add 10 to the anger counter. Since of course the projectiles can be used to distract the Warden. However, if you shoot 2 projectiles within 5 seconds, the Warden will actually add 35 anger to your anger counter. So then it will actually not work in distracting the Warden, but make it more focused on you. And so this anger value actually decreases at a rate of 1 anger per second. So as long as you don't make any vibrations, the Warden will get less angry and less angry with you. And if you just leave the overworld, the anger meter actually goes all the way back to 0. Furthermore, you can also add 35 anger to this meter by touching the Warden. This will increase the anger by 35 every second. And also when the Warden sniffs, it will add 35 anger to the nearest player. And once the anger value is above 80, currently it's 65, but now it sniffs, it adds 35, so it will go over 80, 147 even. Then it will roar and start to attack that player that has the high anger amount. And so with the roar also comes 20 extra anger. And then finally you can also add more anger by hitting the Warden. If you hit the Warden, it will immediately add 100 anger to its meter, and so it will immediately become angry and roar, and then also be able to use its ranged attack. And so that is the anger meter of the Warden, quite interesting. Then as for fact 9, the Warden is actually not an undead mob. So most of you might expect the Warden to be an undead mob, however it is not, and we can see this by using the harming and healing potions. So if you throw a harming potion at an undead mob, it will actually get healed, and if you throw a healing potion at an undead mob, it will actually get harmed, so it's inverted there. But if we throw harming potions at the Warden, we can see that it does take damage, and if you throw enough of them at the Warden, it will eventually perish. However, that does take a very high amount of harming potions, but we can see it's indeed not an undead mob, because it did die from using the harming potions. And so this means that if you for some reason want to heal the Warden, all you need to do is use some healing potions on the Warden. We can see it doesn't take any damage when we throw the healing potion at it, unlike for example a zombie, which is an undead mob, and if you throw a healing potion at them, they will take damage and die. And then finally, the final fact, number 10 over here that you might know about the Warden, is that you do not need to kill the Warden to obtain the Monsters Hunted advancement. And you also cannot get the Monster Hunter advancement by killing the Warden. So the Monster Hunter advancement is advancement you get when you kill a mob in the game, like this. So let's remove that advancement again, and let's try the same thing with the Warden. We can see that if we kill it, we do not get the Monster Hunter advancement. And similarly, the Warden is not part of this Monsters Hunted advancement, for which you need to kill 34 different mobs, but not the Warden. And so there we go, those were 10 things you probably didn't know about the Warden. Let me know how many of these you already knew in the comments down below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, then please make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Minecraft videos like this one. I want to thank my tier 3 member, the Smikkelaar. Thank you so much for becoming a tier 3 member. But there we go, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you all in the next one. So until then, bye bye!